It's time for the Cinemassacre
podcast. And now, the hosts with the most, James, Kieran, Justin, and this badass guest.
So this is the Cinemassacre podcast, and we are joined by our first guest ever. Yeah. John, my friend from like almost 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. We've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
We actually like each other. So watching James go through all of this has been really fun from our perspective. So I love weddings and I love taking pictures. So to combine the two is really fun.
Weddings are cool. It's funny, I used to edit weddings, so if only we did it at the same time, I could have been,
I never shot video.
It sucks. The video, when you're trying to get everything from different angles and get proper sound.
The audio is the part that would crush me if I was doing it, because I've seen horrible feedback situations, and I've seen ugly microphones, and I've seen people unplug things and put them away, and so I wouldn't want to deal with that. That doesn't seem as much fun. My job's really fun.
Yeah. It seems pretty good.
It is. It's fun. I love it. You have to love it or else you'll hate it. Like I said, you see it from the inside out. It's you could be the most technically proficient photographer in the world. You could know everything about every camera that you guys have, every piece of light, but you also have to be able to stay calm and go with the flow. It's like balancing act. It's also reading people throughout the day, which is what I like, I talk a lot. Cut the cake and then we're gone.
You're out, yeah.
That can be the fun part, is like sometimes I probably shouldn't admit this, but I purposely turned the power up on my flash to as high as possible power and shot people directly in the face.
So they're like...
They were frustrating me.
Yeah, and speaking of beers, I got you guys some beer here. So I figured we'd just do a whole episode on... getting high and weed and bad experiences. Yeah.
So this is going to happen now?
We're going to do it now. I'm kind of I'd rather drink and get drunk than get high.
I mean, for the record, I have not smoked weed in like about 20 minutes. It's been that long. You and a bunch of buddies, we were smoking, and I fell asleep during it. Like I smoked and then I just like passed out. And then I like woke up and I go, I am so fucking hungry. I need something to eat. So I'm like going through the cabinets, and I found a can of green beans. And I'm like, so I just like open up this can, and I had to find the can over here. And I just poured it in my mouth cold, like didn't heat it up or anything. Down in this cup of green beans because I'm so fucking hungry.
That's disgusting.
Because you got to understand, of course, we came out of like, the 80s, 90s was when there was the PSAs all the time. And it was don't do drugs, just say no. To me, weed was just drugs. Like, to me, I thought weed was the same as cocaine or heroin. Like, I thought it was like just as bad, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's I had my first experiences too, was like in college. Like I knew that it existed, but I would just like drink vodka in my friend's basement.
Me and my friends did too. Weed is just so common because it's becoming more legal. You can get a medical card, and it's just like
100% correct.
When we went to Portland, I was baked most of the time we were in Portland. Like no joke. That's the thing too, is like,
comparatively,
it was the kind of place where kids are on the corner and they shout out cops and everything, and they used to shout me out as a cop all the time.
Right.
And meanwhile, I'm there to go buy weed. and I was always in a leather jacket before the vest.
Oh, now you're in the black vest.
Now I'm in the black vest. I had to get a new one. The other one doesn't fit.
I saw on the first episode you talked about your weight loss. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I quit drinking. I've never been like shredded.
I have lost some weight in my life as well.
Yeah.
I do jujitsu for fun. Though.
That's for real?
If you want to be flipped, he can flip you.
Really?
It's a lot of crotch grabbing and eye poking.
Yeah, it is like pain deadly. Like they'll kill you.
So anyway,
sorry, any Krav Maga people.
About getting high.
Oh, sorry.
I want to talk about like anyone have a story they want to tell.
Oh shit. So I do get high on the regular. I can think of a lot of funny stories. I, at the time, was in college. I was on a ski trip in Maine. I get a phone call on my phone from my mom, and she's like, hey, I just was cleaning your brother's car, and I found something. And I'm like, oh, what could you possibly have found? And she's like, it was a bong. And I was like, I got a straight up foot bong.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
How did that get there?
Yeah, who put that there?
A bomb.
He was on vacation, like literally smoking giant joints in Florida.
Oh, man.
So we were just hanging out in his apartment, and we decided that it would be a good idea to just smoke a bunch of joints. And cop wound up showing up.
Well, the first time I drank, it was like at a high school party where the cops actually raided it. It was terrible. So when I just after that, I was like, no more first time experiences that are too crazy.
I mean, I don't like, you know, when you're just smoking it and you're burning it, you're not getting a lot of.
After 2 hits, it tastes like asshole.
The water gets all nasty smelling.
Fucking Gengar weed glass.
I knew flash in and out, so I could tell people how to use it.
How'd that work out for you?
I do it now.
I'm making this movie called Kung Fu Werewolf from Outer Space. Throwing dummies out the window. My dad was like, look, you have a fake spaceship in the backyard and it's an eyesore and everybody can see it.
Honestly, I don't do anything.
So, all right, cool. You ready for the fan Q&A?
Sure.
People are complaining, like I was talking about the noises and stuff. They wanted us to get coasters. So I got coasters, but now the problem is the coasters are sticking to the drinks.
Oh, that
so it's making even more noise.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You also told me that you see our feet in the video. You were telling me, like, because this table here is like just...
There's no...
Like, I have nowhere to put my feet.
So anyway...
To those who said that, thanks for looking out for us. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. So what are your people's opinions on furries?
I had to look this up because I wasn't sure what it meant. So from what I understand...
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, like a large portion of them are LGBTQ+.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah,
well, these
absolutely.
people dress up like in characters and then basically have sex with each other.
Wait, okay, I mean, just a question. Like, I mean, there's no judgment, nothing. Like,
this is America.
Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
I've always had a fun time with furries.
And thanks for coming on, John.
Oh man, thanks for
Absolutely.
having me. Well, you guys are clearly prepared for my presence.
And yeah, I guess see you next Tuesday.
I got to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm freaking out. The walls are melting.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Cinemassacre podcast. See you next Tuesday. Remember to like this episode, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below.
As long as they're cool people, like we ordered this.